Darn it. Well, that was a fun intro. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Build Something. Let me do time, set, day. Perfect! Now you can see me in my shiny armor that is completely useless on me, but I look cool. So I was looking down, so I didn't show you, but I have been working tirelessly, non-stop, except for eating and bathroom breaks. And this is what I came up with. So the decoration on the house, not that big of a deal. I mean, so not that big of a deal. And it's not even done yet. I mean, it's really not. But as you can see, I put some detail on the wall. I lit it up with glowstone, which, I don't know, it kind of looks cool. And then I did a little border along the bottom, and then I put like dark oak slabs, so it's not just glowstone on sandstone. Added some windows. I haven't done this side of the house quite yet because I tried to put something up there and it just did not look good. And yeah, so man, my armor in there totally freaks me out every single time. But yeah, the only thing is, down here is a mess, as you can see. This has some coal and iron in it. These are, let me get my dirt real quick. Dirt. These are diamond blocks for some reason. This is just something to light it up a little bit. But literally, I don't really want to do this because it's really, I don't know. I spent a long time. But if you look here, and I'm going to stop flying, there is grass, dirt, 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 all the way through. Okay, I feel like I'm going all out way too much. I mean, I'm doing every single layer. I'm talking every single layer. All of these layers, pure block. All around here. And I'm planning on doing it like, you know, a nice big dip. You know, like it came out of the ground. And it's just gonna take forever. Forever. So, with it taking forever and mobs spawning everywhere, I turned it on to peaceful, and I had to light it up with glowstone. And to tell you the truth, it looks pretty cool. Hold on, let me do this. Time, set, night. Alright. So it'll show on the journey map before you can see it in person. But as you can see, bam! It looks almost like day. Almost. But the little lake is really pretty. It's got a mixture of glowstone and all that. Like, as you can see, there's these little spots of darkness, and that's what I did. Was I basically, it was bothering me for some reason. So while I watched some YouTube, I just put glowstone and like everywhere, and I only put the the sea lanterns, you know, these things, you know. I only put those underneath where this is. So they're, you know, just in this general area. But then I was like, what about this area? It's not underneath it, but it's still getting a shadow cast. Well, I should do that. Well, what about this area? It doesn't, it's clearly not covered and it doesn't have a shadow, but it just looks so bare. And then I was like, well, now the land is, yeah. And as you can see from the little journey map in the corner, dang it. There we go. As you can see from the little journey map in the corner, it basically covers the map. Like literally you can see in this little journey map that it just it is everywhere. But I think it looks really cool, and I really want to terrain this area. And as you can see, there's not grass right here, and you can kind of see like the diagonal line that these go through. Maybe it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. You can see like doot, 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 doot. And, oh, sorry, my nose itched. And that's because there was a trench right here. And I really wanted to just cover it up. But yeah, anyways, so this is beautiful, and there's a lot of light in there, but this is gonna just take forever, and after like half the day, like after a long time doing this, my mom like came home from church and she was like, hey, do you want to spend time with me? And I was like, yeah, I'm done with this project right now. And so, like, I think it looks cool. It does need put out more. Like, it does need to go out more like this, maybe. But that just gives me more things to terrain. Like, more, yeah. I mean, it looks, like, really triangular right here. Yeah. It needs more right here. That is gonna take forever. But I'm happy to tell you that we do have another project, and I'm gonna go time set day. Oh, dang it. Time set day. Alright, so there is another project that I want to show you guys. Boat. Now, I'm going to look at the ground while just the whole scenery loads, because you kind of need I'm trying to think of the word. You kind of need a good look. And as you can see, take it, I just peeked a little bit. So this is why, if you look in my inventory, I have a potion of night vision. As most know, when you're looking at water, you know, you just see the bottom like this. At least the way water physics are now. But if you do a little potion of night vision, bam, you can see everything. So this is what I have, and I've been using it for a long time. But bam, see, I am starting on my boats. Now, I think I went a little too big with this one. A little too big. I mean, I see how I know what I was thinking. I was thinking big old pirate ship, but I think I'm just making a torpedo or something like that. Yeah, and I went too long. I mean, maybe it needs to be like a little shorter. I mean, that one that's fine. But right now I haven't filled in the sides, and I've learned a very good a very valuable lesson. Squids are totally evil. I hate squids so much. I mean, while I'm, building this, and I'm doing my little word work, like backwards and forwards, and building, and yada yada yada, filling with sand. They're like swimming in front. See, do you see what I mean? They're just swimming in and out, and I'm like, I've had to punch a few. So this one's it's a little smaller. I started on this one first, but I mean, and I've started to fill it with sand. And, so far, oh, come on, stop lagging, please. No! Oh. Oh, goodness. There we go. So, I started to kind of, fill it all up with sand, and luckily I'm in creative, so it's not making me crazy just yet, but I really don't want to do this, but I probably will. Yeah. But anyway, like, I just don't know how to do this, I don't know a better way. I'm just thinking about the finished product. Literally, that's what I'm doing. Is thinking about the finished product and hoping and praying it's as good as I make it out to be. So I'm just a little bit concerned because I feel like they're too cruise shippy. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, they're too cruise shippy, military type. Military type stuff, like they're not like piratey, I really want to build that one like what do you call it? I forgot what it was called. I knew what it was called. It's some, I want to say it's like the Ghostly Maiden, but it's not. It's, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys. I literally can't think of it right now. It is so it's the ship that Oh my gosh. I can't even remember. Davy Jones. It's Davy Jones' ship in Pirates of the Caribbean. Anyway, I'll think of it while I'm talking eventually. But yeah, so this one I was just gonna like kind of tinker around. I made it shorter, like it was like 23 by 23. Well, not 23 by 23, but it was 23 that way and then 23 that way. But then I was like, oh no, that's too small. So I made it longer. And now it looks like a freaking cargo ship. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to decorate it, but right now I kind of got the basics down of like the bottom of it. And, you know, I could make it a little different. I haven't even gotten to the deck yet. I've just made the smallest. And I Googled it. Like, look at those freaking squids. I hate them so much. See, they all just love my boat. I'm gonna work on part of it while I'm talking to you guys. So I'm really excited about building these ships because I built a little ship, but it was not nearly as fun. Well, like, it was not nearly as sophisticated as this. And it's not nearly as good as the boats in 1.13. The 1.13 release, at least. And so I'm like kind of struggling. I'm like, I don't know how to really build a boat. I just built a small itty bitty living boat. Like, it was just one of those it's one of those like boats that have a I don't even remember. I'll have to find a picture of it and put it as like the thumbnail or something. But it was decent. It wasn't like an amazing boat, but oh yeah, so I gotta tell you about this. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try and work on my boats for a while, and like stop doing just repetitive, just placing stone and grass and dirt and stuff. I was like, I'm not gonna do that anymore today. I'm done with it today. And then I started doing my boats, and I just kind of outlined it on the top, like on the top of the water. Like, you guys saw my sand towers. Like, literally that's what I built it on. Is I built it on the top of the water, and then started to build the like sides of it and stuff. And I got about 2 or 3 you know, I got to about here on the boat when I was like, wait a second. Ships are not just automatically sitting on the water because they're so heavy. They're like got a little bit in the water. And so what I did was I took a flint and steel to my boat, and I burnt it. And while they were burning and dying, like all the wood was just burning, and it was actually very gratifying. While it was burning, I started to like work on like the outline for the bottom of the boat. Well, I was kind of overwhelmed. It was like, oh my gosh, I have to build something that's underneath the water. And then I started to put sand in it. Okay. Started to put sand in it. In that one. Well, like I had this one all outlined, and then I worked on that one and got that one outlined, and then built like the sides of it, and then I started to do sand. And while I was placing sand, I was like, this is almost as bad as placing the dirt and the stone. Like, this is ridiculous. It's so, you just basically hold it down and it will literally just, it'll just place sand, and you just have to move it every once in a while. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this cannot be happening to me. I was like, why is this? And I think it's because I'm overtaking such big projects. Like, I don't know how, like the professional YouTubers do it. Like Green, who like builds such magnificent pieces, or Z, who builds amazing things, or like Pearlescent Moon, who builds those. Oh, and then there's another YouTuber that I like. She builds things and then explains it in a time lapse, and she like builds huge things, and I'm like, how can you do that and not get bored? Like, if you're just placing things, then how do you just not get bored? And I realized something very recently, that I kind of heard myself in my mind, and I was like, I wish I had World Edit. See, do you see what I mean? Oh, I hate these squids. Like, I was like, I wish I had World Edit. And I was like, why don't I? I'm in 1.12. I'm in 1.12 with Forge, because I have my journey map and all that. I was like, why don't I have World Edit? It baffles me. And so, I mean, I don't know why I don't have World Edit, but I don't really, like, I want to, but at the same time, I don't want to, because I would have to learn how to use World Edit, and I'm more of a survival and testing out, like, I really am more of a survival type girl with my Minecraft. I'm definitely a survival type person. I used to be creative, and I was like, yay, now I can build stuff out of blocks. And then I was like, okay, well, this is a cool build, and I jumped from half finished building to half finished building, and then, I'd be like, okay, well, whatever, and what I do is, like, I'd be like, okay, this is a cool building. It's like a dirt square, whatever. And then I'd pretend to live in it. Like, I'd just grab my sword and stuff and kill them, like kill the mobs and all that. And then my boyfriend at the time, he's like, have you ever played survival? And I'm like, no, that's too hard. And he's like, well, you can play it on survival. He's like, you can play it on easy or peaceful, like, but survival, you actually have to work to get the materials. And then, you know, your builds and stuff mean more to you. So I started playing in survival, and I was like, you know, I actually really like this. But I kind of went through a time period where I got world happy. And anybody who knows anything about being world happy, you know, just, you know, hit me in the comments or something. Because what world happy is you just start, you get really, you know, you get pretty far in a world, and then you start a new one. And then you, like, never come back to that other world. Like, I like the beginning of a survival. I like beginning, getting a base, exploring, that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until, like, I really started getting into Evo that I started to be like, that's kind of a cool design. I kind of want to do that in my stuff, you know, and I started to want to get a, you know, kind of a building style of my own. And I'm not very good at building, as you can probably tell. But, you know, it takes time. I mean, I haven't even been playing Minecraft for a year. So, yeah. And then, when I'm kind of like, oh, I like this kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, well, what about the other fun stuff in Minecraft? Like, for instance, I've had to Google, okay? I've done a lot of Googling about Minecraft recently because I have no idea how to enchant. I have no idea how to do potions. I mean, it wasn't until I got totally lost that I learned how to do coordinates. And, like, I still really don't know anything about it. I really don't know anything about Minecraft, and it kind of frustrated me because I love playing Minecraft. It's a wonderful creative outlet, and I was kind of frustrated, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing could be so much easier if I had an enchantment. Like, for instance, on my armor, I put some pretty good enchantments. I have 2 pickaxes, one with, like, a really good fortune pickaxe, and then, like, one with silk touch, because I, for some reason, couldn't put the 2 enchantments together. And then, like, whenever I had to, like, look up potions and that kind of stuff. Like, I'm doing the Minecraft aquatic challenge or contest or whatever with Nettie, Salem, Big B, Brit, Solidarity, and I I had no idea how to make a water potion. And then Nettie made one, and I was like, really? You just put a pufferfish there? And I was like, wow, that's really easy. You know, all you gotta do is find a pufferfish. And so I'm like, so I was like, well, how do I find a pufferfish? Like, I didn't even know how to find a freaking pufferfish. I mean, obviously you find it in the ocean, but, you know, and then I learned about, like, efficiency and that kind of stuff. Like, I went through a time period where I was like, wait, what does this do? What does this do? What does this do? Like, I spent a whole, like, a few episodes, like, I went into a creative world, and I made a nice little enchantment spot, and then I just went through it, kept doing potions. Oops. I just went through it, kept doing potions, enchantment. I kept doing an enchantment after an enchantment just to see, like, what kind of stuff there was. And I wanted to collect them all. I just wanted to, you know, just to collect all of them. And I was like, holy cow. And I was trying to get, like, I think I was trying to get infinity on a bow. Like, I kept trying to enchant bow after bow. And then I was like, why am I doing this? I can just freaking enchant some books. So, I just kept enchanting books. And pretty soon I had, like, 3 or 4 chests full of books. And I had to, like, throw away some and all that. And I was like, holy cow. How many of these do I have? Like, there's so many different ways that you can enchant one item. It's really awesome. And then I saw, like, people having the enchantments on their items, and I was like, this is so cool. But yeah. Okay, I just looked at the time, and I've just been talking away. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode I decide to upload. Okay? Bye. Bye.